Hey now, it's the Rob from 1061 Kiss FM coming to you from deep within the bowels of one of our production studios to give you another video blog. This one is about movies. Last week, my girlfriend and I were watching a movie and it got us talking. There's kind of a cliche in Hollywood that critics and moviegoers and film lovers like myself have always said that sequels never quite live up to their original. And that is, maybe you could say, usually true, but I have some franchises in my head, some of my favorite franchises in film, actually, that I think are exceptions to that rule. And I'll bring you some more later on in the week or next week or in the coming weeks or whatever. But so last week, my girlfriend and I started watching the Back to the Future trilogy of movies, which, of course, I have on DVD. We watched the first one from 1985. Great movie. One of my favorites. I love all the movies in the Back to the Future franchise. I was 2 when this movie came out. I didn't see it originally until I was in college. So it was a few years ago until I actually seen the original. This movie, though, the Back to the Future franchise, there's 3 of them. I feel like the sequels are all better than the original. And the original is great. I'm going to put this here so everyone remembers what we're talking about. The original movie, I feel, is great. It was original. It was likable. It was exactly what a Steven Spielberg movie is. It had all of his fingerprints all over it. But if you want my opinion, the way that this franchise of movies goes is Back to the Future 2 is best. And then number 3 is 3 and 1 are neck and neck for me, but I think I'd go 2, 3, 1 on the Back to the Future franchise. I love the futuristic Hill Valley. I like when Marty goes to the future. To me, that brought my childhood, my childhood imagination into a tailspin, like the pink hoverboard and the video games of the future and the special effects and technical aspects of the future were so compelling to me when I was a kid that I've never even considered any Back to the Future movie better than the second one. And then having watched the first and third one somewhat recently, I like the excitement that came along with the third one. The characters are already familiar. You kind of knew the Biff jokes already, you knew who Biff was, and at some point he's going to run into a pile of poop. And, the train, especially at the end, with the train going back to the future, was, to me, maybe even cooler than the DeLorean. So I liked the third one, not as much as the second one, but I think slightly better than the first. The first one, no slouch. I love the music of the first one, how cool Marty is. It's 80s cool, even though he's in the 50s and, trying to hook up with his mom or whatever he's doing. So the first one, I still give an A. The first movie is awesome. But I just think that second and third are better. So in this particular example, in Back to the Future, I'm saying the sequels live up to and even exceed that of the original, taking nothing away from the original. I've got more of these series in mind where sequels exceed the original. Keep staying tuned to our website, 1061evansville.com. I'll be back with more later.